Hello, Internet! How are you all doing? You know, I got high one time. It seems like a lot of people think that I get high regularly, but nope. I've just been high once. Just one time. God damn it, once! And, that was way back in 2007. And I posted a blog about it way back in 2010. So, I was thinking, I should make a video about it and just like talk about my experience. And yeah, it wasn't even weed. All these fucking years, I thought it was weed that I had smoked. But nope. It was not weed. Recently, within the past like 6 months or whatever, a couple of my friends when I was explaining the experience to them, one of them thought it was spice, and the other friend suggested that it might have been Sativa, Salvia. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sativa. I don't know. I haven't even looked it up. I need to look up spice and sativa or whatever. Salvia, blah, 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 and read what they do to you when you smoke them. I probably should have looked it up before making the video, but oh fucking well. Yeah, I posted a blog about it back in 2010, so I'm gonna read from the blog and tell y'all my experience. And yeah, stop. And the date it happened, I believe, was on October 24th, 2007. My mom and my sister and my niece, they left to go to the mall to hang out with my brother and his kids. So I was just at home alone with the animals, kicking back and not really doing anything except watching TV. So yeah, I was watching some TV, and for some reason I started to think about that scene from the movie Euro Trip. Now, if you haven't seen Euro Trip, it's one of those fucking stoner comedies. It's a pretty funny movie. You should watch it. Just like Road Trip and it was the Scream movie, not Scream, but the Scary movies, and the Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood, and Half Baked and Cheech and Chong. It's a fucking stoner movie. It's funny. But yeah, for some reason I was thinking about this scene from Euro Trip where the guy and the girl, the main characters or whatever, they're eating brownies, and they thought the brownies were baked with marijuana. And so they started acting all goofy and shit and laughing and blah 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 and having a good fucking time and all that good shit. And then they found out there actually wasn't any weed in the brownies. And they were like, oh. God, we're already 4 minutes into this video? Holy shit. Okay, so yeah, they found out the brownies didn't have any weed in them. So for some reason, why am I saying for some reason? I don't know. So I was thinking to myself, I wonder if I put weed in food, will it make me act all goofy and shit and start giggling? And so I wanted to give it a try. And at the time, we had one of my friends staying at the house with us. He used to live next door to us, but at this time he was living at our house in the back room. So, and I knew that him and his friends, they were like dealers. He had bags of what I thought were weed in his room, so I was home alone. I went in his room to see if he left any in there, and he had fucking bags, like big bags of it in his closet or somewhere in his room. So, I just took a little bit out and I was like, yeah, you know what? So I went to the kitchen. Hang on, let me make sure. I remember it quite well, but let me read it off of here real quick just to make sure I'm getting the details all correct and shit and stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Give me a minute. So I went to the kitchen, right? And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put sprinkle this weed on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But we didn't have no fucking peanut butter. Yeah, I was pissed. So what I did was I said I'm just gonna use jelly. So it probably wasn't jelly. It was probably just jam or jelly. Or I think we mainly got jam, which is it's the same thing. It's just there's jelly and there's jam. But yeah, I think we had grape flavored jam, and I just put it on a piece of 2 slices of bread. And I sprinkled what I thought was weed on it, and I called it a jelly weed sandwich. And so I ate it. I fucking ate it, and then after I ate it, I went to go watch some music videos on TV. And every time I think back to this day, for some reason, I always think about the song. I think it's called "Fake It" by Seether, and I think it's because I was watching music videos, and I think their video for "Fake It" came on when I started getting feeling the effects of the jelly weed sandwich. So yeah, I always think about that song when I think back to this day. When I think back to this day, and then after a few minutes of just sitting there watching music videos, I started to feel really lightheaded and goofy, and I was kind of giggling. So feeling goofy made me want to actually smoke it. So what I did, fuck, why am I saying so many times? Alright, so, what I did was I took a little bit of the weed and I wrote it in a piece of paper, but I didn't have whatever paper people usually use for it, so I just ripped a piece of paper out of a notebook and I used that. So I went out back and I rolled this weed in a piece of paper, and I lit it, and I took about 3 or 4 puffs, and that was a huge mistake because it fucked me up. Right after I took those puffs, I went straight back into the house, and all of a sudden, I didn't know if I was still awake or if I was dreaming. And yeah, so I was so confused and freaked out because my eye vision got all trippy. Oh man. It was like I had 4 eyes and my vision started to spin around. So yeah, it was freaking me out big time. And so, after my eyesight got all weird and everything was like 4, I jumped in the shower because for some reason I thought taking a shower would make it better, but nope, it just made it worse because stuff started spinning around more. And so I got out of the shower and I started running around the house screaming. And so I called. Yeah, I was screaming, and I actually almost ran outside the house screaming because I was so fucking scared. I didn't know what to do. And And so I called my brother. Hang on. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Alright, so I was running around screaming, and also a few other things happened, pretty much. It's hard to explain, but like it seemed like my body and my mind were not going at the same speed. It was like, if I wanted to quickly turn my head left, it's like I would go to do it, but it's like my body wasn't going as fast. It was like my body was catching up with my mind. It was fucking weird, man. And also there came a point when I think I was sitting down, and it seemed like I wasn't breathing on my own anymore. So I had to like focus on my breathing, and I was like forcing myself to breathe in and breathe out, because like I was like, fuck, man, I'm gonna die. Like I honestly thought I might die. And so I think I called my oldest brother, and he did not answer the phone. Then I called my second oldest brother, and he also did not answer the phone. And so I'm walking around my house, not knowing what to do, my mind and body not going at the same speed. It was fucking weird. Then I noticed that my body stopped breathing on its own, blah blah blah. So yeah. And then I called my oldest brother again, and this time he finally answered. And this is the brother that was at the mall with my mom and sister. So I'm like, dude, I really fucked up. And he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, all right, are you away from our mom and sister so they don't hear you? And he's like, hang on, give me a minute. And then like, he's like, yeah, what's up? And I tell him, dude, I got high. I told him I smoked weed, man. I'm like, I'm freaking out right now. And then he just busted out laughing. And he pretty much just told me to try and stay calm and go sit down and relax and play video games for a few hours. And then I was like, all right, man. And I think I was apologizing for getting high or something. I don't know. And then I was like, all right, man, I'll try. And he's like, just go sit down, calm down. It'll wear off after a little bit. So I got off the phone, and I guess I went in my room and I either watched TV or played video games. But yeah, what do I say? It's a really bad day for me. So yeah, it was a freaky ass day. It was so like my vision for that little bit being like I was seeing four of everything, and then it started spinning around, and then my body and mind not going at the same fucking speed. It was like holy shit, man. And then the breathing scared the fuck out of me. And then there was that one part where I actually was running around the house screaming, freaking out, and I was about to run out the kitchen door and just run down the street and screaming. Thankfully, that did not happen. And but yeah, it was trippy as hell. And then at the end I wrote, and now every once in a while I still get that feeling of my body and mind not going at the same speed. So I got high one time back in October 2007, but over the next few years I would still get these moments when I felt that that feeling came back to me, and I was like, holy shit, something's got to be wrong with me. Did that shit cause me brain damage? I was like, wow. And so, yeah, that lasted for a few years, but it wasn't like constant. It just, that feeling came every once in a while. And yeah, but it made me, it was fucking crazy, man. And all those years I thought it was weed. But no, it was likely, very likely spice or that other shit. Sativa, I don't fucking know. Whatever. Or it could have been something else, I don't know. But yeah, it was a wild experience. It was like, oh man, like, oh shit, dude. But yeah, that's my experience with being high one time. Um, yeah. And I don't think I would. I don't think I would want to do that again. But you know what? I am open to like, trying weed sometime. I would like to try weed someday. I don't think I'll ever be a regular stoner or anything like that. But maybe sometimes here and there I'll have a smoke just to see how it feels, if it will relax me, if it can maybe help me with things like anxiety or whatever. But yeah, I don't think I'll ever be a stoner. I don't want to be. But anyway, yeah, that was my experience with being high, and that's it. If anybody watched this, thank you. I love you. Give me a kiss and stick things down in my mouth. Oh.